Welcome to Maize, Kansas for the Game Time High School Game of the Week on Your View. Tonight, it's a crosstown rivalry as the undefeated 6A number 1 ranked Maize Eagles host the one-loss Maize-South Mavericks. Welcome into our broadcast booth tonight. I'm Scott Hogan alongside Scott Gurney. And Scott, always a pleasure to come to Maize, but we love coming here for this great rivalry between these two schools.
It is. The pressure is on both these teams, maybe more so for Maize. Hey, they're undefeated, the only undefeated team in 6A. So the target's on their back. They've got to step it up and show, are they on point at undefeated, or are they kind of pretender out there? Who knows? We'll find out tonight.
Got to visit with both coaches. It's always a pleasure on Tuesday evening to spend some time with them, and both emphasize keeping their composure tonight.
Absolutely. You can't lose your mind tonight. You can't put your team in harm's way by penalties. You got to be smart about this, maybe more so at the quarterback position, because both these guys really do drive the bus for both these teams.
Well, let's look at the Maize-South quarterback. Really high on this kid, the junior, Rain Illian.
1,384 yards, 15 touchdowns. The 9 interceptions concern me, but it hasn't slowed him down that much.
On the flip side, we got to see this young man in his first game at quarterback last year in this matchup. And boy, he's sensational. Braden Maivella.
He is 6'3", 200 pounds, 730 yards passing, 509 on the ground. He can hurt you with his feet. He can also hurt you through the air with the arm.
No interceptions, and as a team, Maize, 0 turnovers. Will that change tonight? Let's take a break, and we'll be back with more of the Game Time High School Game of the Week on Your View.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions, and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Here's an important message from the U.S. Med Diabetes Solutions Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. U.S. Med. Better service. Better care.
Game Time on Your View is brought to you by Keeley Roofing and Construction. Let us show you why our customers voted us the best of Wichita for roofing, siding, decks, and guttering. Keeley Roofing and Construction, where quality meets integrity.
All right, Maize-South won the toss, deferred, so the Maize Eagles want the football. And we are ready for the battle for Maize tonight. Parker Grizel will kick off tonight for Maize. They'll be with a slight win. Scott, let's take a quick look at keys to victory tonight.
Well, for the Mavericks, obviously key on offense is spread the ball, hit all 7 of your targets out there. And on defense, you got to tackle Braden Maivella. You got to get him to the ground. Nobody's been able to do it yet. For the Eagles, just take what the defense gives you. Do the read option. Take what they give you. On defense, you got to pressure Illian. You got to make him do something that's uncharacteristic, because characteristically, he hits his targets, he throws the ball very well.
And a beautiful night here in May. I tell you, we've had some great October weather. Look at that, 78 degrees at kickoff, a slight northeast wind gusting to 6. We'll take that any time on October the 10th. Scott Hogan, Scott Gurney with you. Mavericks and the Eagles, our second straight year to cover this ball game. I tell you, Maize was the surprise winner last year. We have a surprise winner tonight, as you can see Grizel lining up like he's going to pop one up short. And Coach Guzman said he doubted that they were going to kick to him, and they won't. Fair catch called for and made. Oh, and we're going to have our first big mistake. You hit the man with the fair catch, an early penalty and mistake for Maize-South. That's going to give Maize fantastic field position.
It really is. He caught it right about the 30-yard line, and then for contact to be made.
Kick out to interference, 34 the kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. First down.
Wow, and just something you can't do if you're Maize-South. Give Maize the ball at the 45, but had it at the 30, you'll take that. But boy, add 15 and a big early mistake.
Yeah, you really can't do that. And unforced errors have killed so many teams that we've already seen this year, and you've got to limit those. Now, puts them behind the 8 ball. Can they have a great defensive stance here?
There's where you see Pierce George, the favorite target so far for the offensive set there for Maize. They'll go to the ground game, off left tackle, huge hole. First down and more into the secondary, and down near the 30 goes Damari A. Smith, the junior.
Damari A. Smith. We didn't know who was going to really get the start tonight. We thought it was going to be Shannon Jones, but turns out Mr. Smith introduces himself early in the ballgame with a big pickup.
Well, they rotate both of them, and now Maize, we'll see how much tempo they go. They get lined up quickly, then go to a 4-receiver set to the right, single receiver left, and Maivela back there by himself. Goes to the bubble screen to George. Good blocking up front, inside to 25, and he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 20, and looks like that'll move the sticks. So 2 plays, 2 first downs.
Yeah, absolutely, and just changing things up. It'll be interesting just how vanilla we'll see them tonight. And right now, executing the run and the pass.
Just that basic bubble screen there, work to perfection there. You see your Maverick defense, their task tonight, and there's that little pass in the slot. It's going to be another Maize first down, and gang tackled down near the 5. That's Ryder Zimmerman.
Well, so many times you hear players talk about, I just need to get hit once to get in game focus. Right now, the coaching staff for the Maize Eagles doing a great job calling good plays. It gets Braden Maivela very comfortable back there at quarterback.
Yeah, that was a dart in there, 10th catch of the season there for Zimmerman. His 9 catches were for 166 yards, or 66 yards. Now they'll flip it out in the right flat, and a good block, and into the end zone goes Pierce George, and it didn't take Maize long. It's 6-0.
My goodness, I think it was 5 plays down the field to get into the end zone. And great mix-up of play calling right here. Just pulling out all the stops early in this one. How about just good, tough running after the catch to get in the end zone?
That'll actually go down as a run on the lateral for George, and Maize doesn't care how it gets in the end zone as long as it does. Now the setup, kind of that swing and gate. Now you got man in motion. Now they will line up to kick it. We saw some trickeration in our early rivalry game. Goddard got her Eisenhower, but there's the traditional kick on the way. And it is up and good. It didn't take long. Less than a minute. Maize scores quickly, up 7-0 on Maize-South. And we will be back after this timeout.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
There's Pierce George on the lateral and runs it into the end zone. We get another look at it. Just a flip in the backfield. Right there, and he got away. You got to watch that. A little slap to the defender there. He's got to be careful of that. I know emotions run high in rivalry games, but it's actually Stratton. Ebers back there on defense. He's the big receiver. We'll get to see the Maize-South offense, and Ebers is back. They've got a lot of dangerous playmakers. So see if Quincy Burrow, and he's not going to be a kickoff. He kicked the extra point. This is a line drive. It'll be taken at the goal line. And up the right hash mark, and boy, what a shot Bray Witcher took right at the 25. And I think that was number 80, at least first coming up there, Easton Moore in coverage.
Good kickoff coverage. Come down, make a good tackle. Pin your offender, your opponent as deep as you possibly can. Important thing, no penalties.
There you see the Maize-South offense right nearly in the transfer from Cape and Mount Carmel. Got a good running back. They'll run it some. And then we talked about Ebers, 44 catches. Pauley's got 46 as the air raid offense sets up for its first possession. Pressure coming, and a sack down near the 15. And that was number 36. Got to visit with his dad before the game, Hunter Jennings.
Hunter Jennings getting to the quarterback. This is kind of a jailbreak right here as 3 Maize Eagles collapse in on Braden Maivella.
Well, that ball's just got to come out quicker. And it was a loss of about, call it about 7, close to 8 yards. And Ricks runs some motion and want to go a little slip screen and miscommunication. It was thrown behind Braxton Lively, but I think that was meant to go to Reese Pauley on that little slip screen, and just the confusion there, and now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I think it's so important for Rain Alien to get comfortable, not only in the pocket, but maybe if he has to move out of the pocket, he's got to be comfortable with his feet too. He's got to avoid big plays behind the chains.
And this also got a situation, and here's a defense that has been so good this season. Got Norwood up front, Scotty Hadley there in the secondary. Pressure coming down the middle, and the pass. Oh, he had a man and overshoots Carson Cantu. Well, and you had him open down the field, just a little too much under that one, and boy, a quick 3 and out for Maize-South.
Yeah, looking straight downfield, sees his receiver cutting across the middle, and just overthrown. So it looks like the punt team coming on, Scott.
Yeah, and that is, well, I tell you what, Maize couldn't have drawn up a better start to this ball game. Get that quick score, and now you force a quick punt. And a good high kick and a fair catch called for about the 42, so the second straight possession. Maize will start outside their own 40-yard line. It was Brody Jarvis, number 15 there on the fair catch. Boy, now, how about responding to adversity? Maize-South, a ton of it already here, and we're not even 2 minutes in with that quick score, and now a quick 3 and out. The defense right back out there.
You look at that Maize-South defense. 5 seniors, 2 juniors, and 4 sophomores on that squad. Very, very inexperienced.
And they go back to the run. It's a little flea flicker. Maivella then going to throw it on a crossing pattern, and it's caught for a first down by his favorite target, Pierce George, in Maize territory near the 40.
Maivella, again, finding his favorite target right there, Pierce George. Such sure-handed, but watch the composure in the pocket. Stays in it, throws a bullet. What a strike.
Well, and again, great decision-making. Nothing was open deep on the flea flicker, and just take that crossing pattern. Now see if they go to the bunch. And Maivella, there he goes with his feet. He's so dangerous. Slips between two tacklers, and another Maize first down inside the Maize-South 35.
Well, everything was covered downfield. Maize-South made a great choice right here, seeing that nobody was wide open. I can use my feet, find a way to get another first down, push the chains.
I am trying to decide. I think every play so far Maize has run has been a first down. I don't think they have seen second down yet in this ball game. Now they'll run some motion, fake the fly sweep, and Maize-South will take it himself, and they will see second down this time, staying at home. That time, it looked like first there was 89, Cole Haynes.
I think Cole Haynes was the first to get to, and this play a little bit slow to develop. A little confusion, a little traffic jam in there at the line of scrimmage.
Actually, looked like possibly Cade Frazier was first there. No gain in 2nd and 10. And again, that was, I believe, 7 plays in a row till that one, that every play was a first down for the Eagles. Now, tight formation. And they'll flip it in the middle of the field, wide open. First down inside the 10, and a broken tackle by Malachi Leitner. And here come the Eagles. It'll be 1st and goal.
Well, Braden Maize-South is going to set up behind that big offensive line. He's got time, got pocket presence, nice patience to get the ball out to another weapon that he has. He's also hit 7 receivers this season with passes.
And Leitner, great job. He's found that soft spot. Just set down in it. Maize-South threw a strike, and it's 1st and goal. And look at the field spread. Trips out on the left numbers. And they fake the toss. Blockers in front. Untouched. Maize-South. Touchdown Maize. This Maize Eagle offense is operating on all cylinders. 13-0, just under 8 left in the first.
Again, I thought this was a broken play for a minute, but then realized, oh, it's absolutely not. Just calling his own number, Braden Maize-South. Again, running behind the big pulling guard tackle right there. Bulls his way into the end zone.
Nolan Hadley, Caden Herrick, both pulling. Left tackle, left guard, and beautiful blocking. Now again, they set up with Burrow back there. He's a wide out, he's a kicker. They can do a lot of things out of that formation. Just makes you think a little bit more about that extra point, which is up and good. What a start for Maize here at home. 2 possessions, 2 scores. Maize-South, they got to have a response. We'll see it when we get back.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
14-0 Maize, a well-oiled machine running on all cylinders offensively. You see the bell at the end. One of our great cameramen down there, and what a fantastic sunset this evening. I tell you, we've been treated to some fantastic October weather. Our cameramen have been able to be out there all season long, every night in shorts. I mean, they have loved the weather we have been having, as now you're going to see your long kickoff kicker. That's Cooper Shaw. He'll put one back near the goal line first time around. I think this one may do better. And this is going to come out to the 20. And Maize-South, boy, I'm not saying they have to score, but they just got to get a little something going, a couple of first downs, give that defense a chance to try to regroup here. They were smothered first time around. Where do you go this time?
I got to think, you go back to your strengths. What's it been? It's been throwing the football. You got to challenge your offensive line, give your quarterback a little bit more time to find open receiver. He's had open receivers, he's just missed them. And maybe it's a rivalry game, hometown crowd. I don't know. It's a big game. He's got to step up.
Go in with a 5-receiver package. He'll go to the ground game. A slight crease, and it closed quickly.
Yeah, he may have gotten 1 on the play. They're going to mark him. Yeah, it looks like a gain of 1 on the play, possibly. They're just trying to pound it inside against a big defensive line. It's tough for a guy that's 5'6", 165 pounds.
Number 36, Hunter Jennings, a senior, 5'8", 185. One of the linebacking positions. Hayden Nuss on the carry. He's had a good year, 54 carries, 297. 5 touchdowns, also has 9 receptions. Mays showing pressure. They wanted to go to the quick pass, and they do. It was low and incomplete. Trying to get it out to Stratton Ebers. Boy, this Mays pressure, it's got Maize-South back on their heels.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, and that's one of their keys tonight that Mays wanted to make sure it happened, is pressure. The quarterback pressure creates abnormal behavior, and right now that's kind of what we're seeing out of Rain Ilion, is just total rushing things.
Well, look for Mays to bring some pressure here. 3rd down and 9. Ebers in a little motion. They will bring an extra man and got some time and complete it out of bounds for a 1st down. We got some extracurricular there after the play. And did I see a flag come in? Or yes, it is on the far sideline.
I actually got 1 on each end, Scott. So on the near and far.
Yeah,
so
almost like
illegal formation, 5 in the backfield, offense, 5-yard penalty, previous spot, 3rd down.
When you finally get a little bit of time, find an open receiver, but you had too many men in the backfield. And that'll set back Maize-South to a 3rd and 14.
Yeah, that can't happen on 3rd and long, especially if you complete a pass for the 1st down. You can't keep putting yourself behind the chains.
Moves the ball back to the 16. 3rd down and 14. Here you see Rain Ilion transferred from Capon. Big shoes to fill here. Tate McNew here the last several seasons. Now Ilion wanted a deep pass. He's going to buy some time. Finds an open receiver near the 25. Then the ball was stripped away from Leiby. Fortunately for Maize-South, it went out of bounds, but they are way short of the 1st down.
Yeah, look at the pressure. Forced him out of the pocket. Good block. Way to stay with it. Quick pop out to the outside, but boy, got to have ball security.
Really a nice job to square up his shoulders there on the throw, and Leiby was trying to get a defender off of him and lost the football. And consecutive 3 and outs for the Maize-South Mavericks. Will bring on Raven Funchell. High snap, got it down, nearly blocked, low spiral. Going to take a good Maverick hop, and they'll just let this thing roll on the turf down to about the 35. And the Mays offense will come back out. You know, Coach Guzman talked a lot about it. He says, we're getting a lot of notoriety for how many points we've put up. He said, really feel like our defense hasn't gotten the credit they deserve, and boy, we're seeing why they deserve a lot of credit.
Oh, absolutely. Just smothering on defense. They do a great job of sealing off the ends and then red helmets to the football.
Yeah, I mean, he talks about, you know, some people have scored points, but most of those points have come late in games when they have their younger kids in the junior varsity in. Now this stacked twin receiver look out on the numbers. Just spread the field and hand it off to Shannon Jones. And he's going to get maybe a yard or 2. And coming up from the bottom of the pile, looked like 89 Cole Haynes.
Yes, it did. Again, spreading things out. Nice job sealing the hole.
And Cale Carruth came clear from the other defensive end. He was the one chasing Jones. Couldn't quite catch up with him. 2nd and 9. There's a quick pass in the slot, caught, and then making things happen with his feet. That's Ryder Zimmerman. I believe that is his 2nd catch already. Another Maize first down.
Again, just a quick release. Didn't hold on to the football. Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers and let them go to work.
In Maivella, what was the term we heard? Effortless athleticism, is that what they described him?
Effortless athleticism.
Those passes look effortless so far. There you see that. Great concentration. And back to the air. Gonna step up in the pocket. This pass, I think, might have been deflected and incomplete. Overshot his intended receiver, Malachi Leichner.
Tough throw from the far hash to get it to the near sideline. That's a next level throw right there. Just got tipped, I think, coming out of his hand.
So 2nd down and 10. A couple of times Maize-South has had 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10 on Maize, but Maize has been able to respond with a big play. Now it's going to be a keeper. And there he goes, Maivella up the hash mark into the secondary. Cuts back across the field. He's at the 5 and another touchdown, but there is a penalty marker down back around the 34-yard line. And we'll have to wait and see. This was away from the play.
The play is a touchdown. Sideline warning. Maize-South, the first sideline warning.
So the touchdown gonna stand. It's 20-0, and Maivella, wow, he explodes here.
Boy, watch this. Great read, pulls the ball, sees the open gap, and then watch cutting across. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 would-be tacklers. Maivella just blows by him and gets to the end zone.
Well, we got to visit with his dad and his brother a little bit before the game, kind of giving us a little background on Braden. We'll talk about that a little bit as the extra point from Burrow up and in there. It's 21-0. I thought I might have seen a flag. There was none down, but 21-0, and we have not yet played 7 minutes of our first quarter, and Maize is, wow, taking advantage. As, boy, I tell you, there were a number of games we would like to have been at. How about that Manhattan at Northwest game? Rockhurst out of Missouri playing Aquinas. I'm really curious to see those bottom two. How good is Liberal? They haven't had the toughest schedule. They'll get tough tonight at Great Bend. And then the Holy War, that's being played at...
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 3 for Maize-South. The 15-yard penalty applied to the kickoff. It is number 3's first unsportsmanlike penalty.
Okay, so we had a flag down after the extra point. And Maize-South going to get backed up 15 on the kickoff. Well, we finished our thought. The Holy War back at Riverfront this year. Can Carroll pull the big upset tonight?
Well, I tell you what, we've seen Bishop Carroll. Saw what an explosive offense, big offensive line, really was able to handle the ball well, control the clock. But they've got a task tonight against Capon. It'll be one to watch, without a doubt.
And Capon had that crazy win against Northwest a couple of weeks ago. Came from a couple 3 scores down, forced overtime, and won that game. Manhattan, of course, got beat by Junction City after we saw Junction City get beat by Northwest. So I tell you, top of 6A kind of in 5A have been beating up on each other.
Well, they definitely have.
And it'll be interesting now. See if Maize does something a little different here. Maybe they try to pop this up in the air instead of just banging it. We know that Burrow can reach the end zone.
Richard Cantu back to receive. Let's see if it goes into the end zone here.
Actually, this is Shaw. He's just going to bang it, actually off the crossbar. And no, it would not have counted for 3 had it gone through. But
so the 15-yard penalty doesn't hurt them, but got 3 penalties, 35 yards. They've already started. The composure thing that we talked about in the open is already starting. You're kind of wondering, just how much wiggle room does Maize-South have without that really putting them in a bad spot?
Well, I'm pretty confident in saying right now Maize-South has more penalty yards than offensive yards in the first 7 minutes, and that's something you absolutely cannot have. And see if Rain Ilian can find an answer. This Maize defense, they've been bringing pressure early and often. And go back to the ground game and a little bit of a crease, but again, it closes so quickly. And they're going to bring this time Bray Witcher into the backfield for maybe 2.
Yeah, watch the hold. Just a lot of white jerseys right there, and all of a sudden just the black swarm to the football. That's what you want to see on defense. You want to see as many helmets as you can see collapsing on the football. That's when you guys, you guys are engaged.
Isaac Lerma was one of them there. He had 33 tackles coming in, one of the defensive ends. Boy, and they're bringing the house this time. Alien, they got one-on-one. Oh, and just off the fingertips of Braxton Leiby. He had a step or two in the secondary, but the pressure forced just enough of the errant throw.
Definitely did. Got the ball out of his hand smooth. Watch Alien back up. There's the pressure. Got rid of it. Boy, did he take a shot.
That was Drake Blasey, number 11, laying the wood. There you see Drake. These linebackers are not real big for Maize, but boy, they are quick and they can really hit.
You bet. Blasey at 6 foot, 200 pounds, just a junior. Leads the team in tackles with 43 coming into the night.
3rd and 8. Again, 5-man rush, one-on-one coverage. Leiby again in and out of his hands. And that'll bring up 4th down. That was nearly the play Maize-South had been looking for.
Well, that was right down the sideline. Offensive line gave him enough time to throw. Still takes another shot, but this one right in the mittens. And then about made another mistake right there on the sidelines. Boy, you hate to see that. They're going to get nailed.
Bunchell on again to punt it away. And this is a drifting spiral caught on the hop and down near the Maize-South 46-yard line. Was that Pierce? No, it was Brody Jarvis. Boy, nice job to save the yardage, come up and field that one on the hop, and Maize, fantastic field position, up 21 zip already.
Well, field position's been huge so far. I mean, you've got drives for Maize-South of looks like 4, 5, and 4, 6, and 4. So they really haven't had. Really, the offense has stayed on the field, but they haven't run that many plays.
Now Colt Curry out at quarterback. He is the backup. Maivella's in at a receiver. Curry's looking that way. And then Curry's going to get sacked back at the 49. And that was Bo Gould. So a little trickeration here didn't pay off.
No, they didn't. He held on to the ball way too long. Finally, the pursuit caught up with him and proved not to be a good play at that particular spot. But hey, expect the unexpected tonight.
Well, give Maize-South. The secondary had everybody covered up. I think Curry made a good decision to hold on to that football. And now Maivella back. He's looking to his left. Got great time. Fires a lofted pass out of bounds. And incomplete will bring up 3rd down and 15.
Well, I think this is the only 3rd down so far that Maize has been put in.
He's looking again for Ryder Zimmerman. Zimmerman, again, 9 catches coming in. He has been a target here early and often for Braden Maivella, as you mentioned. It's the first 3rd down and first time he's really been behind the sticks, 3rd and 15. George, a little mini motion, then reverses. Maivella, Hunter Higgins on his case. It's a screen, and it's well read and blown up in the backfield. That was Maize-South, number 89, Cole Haynes. And that was a great defensive sequence there by Maize-South.
Watch Haynes shuck the blocker, comes out. Boom. Great way to stay home defensive end. That's how it's done. Stay home when you know there's a possibility of a screen there. Don't go too far past the line of scrimmage, and then make great pursuit to the football.
And you have a couple of different punters, I believe. I guess it's Shaw this time going with that a little bit of rugby style. He booms a spiral. Witcher will field it at the 80. Ducks under one tackle. Now he's got some room to run. Witcher turning on the speed, crosses the 40, taking a tackler into Eagle territory, and the field is devoid of flags until now. One after the play. It's either going to give Maize-South a really good field position, or they're going to get backed up. We'll find out shortly.
And by the reaction there by Coach, I'm not sure that that's going against Maize. I think it may be against Maize-South, but it could be offsetting as well. This is not looking good for Maize-South. What an incredible return.
Ball. Unnecessary roughness. Number 2, Maize-South. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Wow, and that's the second time. Here's the return again. Ducks under one tackler. And then there was open field.
Yeah, just poured on the speed right here. Made one tackler miss there. Trying to strip the ball. You can see in there by the Eagles.
I'm trying to see if we could see where the penalty was, and it's a very...
I didn't see much there, did you?
Coach Brandon Pfeiffer very upset because it does really hurt Maize-South. Puts them back at their own 39.
So 50 yards in penalties and 4 flags now for Maize-South. And boy, you think about, it could be right now in Maize territory right now and having the best field position of the night. And, a mental error.
Yeah, back to the ground game. And again, tripped up after a gain of a couple to the 41 goes Hayden Nuss.
Hayden Nuss on the season. I like his numbers. 54 carries, 297 yards, 5 touchdowns. See right there, just getting tough yards. And maybe that's something Maize-South can do. If they can establish the run, control the clock a little bit, could change their fortunes here tonight.
They've got to keep the pressure, as we've seen how many hits already Rain Hillian has taken. And here comes some more pressure. They're going to hand it off to Nuss, trying to break it outside, and lowers his shoulder. What a collision at the 45.
I'm going to say there's 5 helmets on the football right there. Knocked Nuss into a, kind of spun him around there. Let's take another look at it. Drive through, nice move right there to get to the outside. Just couldn't get momentum going. Big smack came in there from Vincent Rosas.
Third down and 4. Best third down position that Maize-South has been in. To try to get that first down. And give their defense, again, time to recoup a little bit after getting their first stop. Now just a 4-man rush. Hillian flushed out of the pocket, fires it behind everybody. I think his nearest receiver down there was Leiby again. No, excuse me, that was actually Cantu.
I'll take another flushing. Hillian out of the pocket right there. He just doesn't look comfortable. So give credit to the Eagles defense making that happen.
Right now, and I kind of wondered at this stage, the way this first quarter has gone, you might consider going for it. The offense right now staying out there, and now they'll run the punt team out. And Funchal will punt it away once again. So South unable. They got to get this snap away, and they do. Another spiral. This is going to be returnable. And right up the middle of the field goes Brody Jarvis. He'll be down just shy of the 30.
Well, I think this possession right here is so critical for Maize-South. They've got to find a way to get a stop. They did force the Eagles into a punt in the last possession. Turnover right now would be huge for Maize-South to get back in that ballgame. Mentally, they've got to find a way to generate some sort of confidence and get this momentum swayed to the other direction.
We mentioned, I'm still trying to get over 0 turnovers through 5 games plus almost a quarter now for Maize-South as a team.
Especially when you look at the schedule they've had. Goddard, Andover, Hutch, Derby, Campus.
Yeah, they're going to get 5 yards here. Got one of the D tackles into the neutral zone there.
55 defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's Cade Carey. And there you see Coach Pfeiffer just shaking his head. And Coach Pfeiffer said, you know, a lot of things will have to go right for us. We need to get a few stops if our offense can maintain pace. So far, they haven't been able to. As back to the ground game, DeMaurier Smith tripped up in the secondary. And he may still be running. If he's not tripped up there, he did get enough for the first down out to the 43.
Yeah, good run, busting it out. Got his feet tripped out, knocked out from underneath him. But again, they're going over that left side. We're talking about Hadley at 278. Herrick's only 222, and then you got Cook at 255. That's some big boys up front.
Now they'll hand it off again. Broken tackle. Pierce George this time on the carry into Maize-South territory down to the 44.
He's such a dangerous runner. He gets the ball in his hands, whether it's receiving it or just something simple like that, busting it off tackle.
And the tempo back to the run game for about 4 yards this time. And they go back to DeMaurier Smith this time. So now the tempo for Maize-South. And they feel like they got the Mavericks back on their heels. They're getting it snapped quickly. Now the quick pass, a little out, turning it and getting the first down. That's the first catch of the game for... Oh, I saw the wrong number. Actually, that's William Stanley on the catch. His 7th of the season. Boy, Mace is just throwing everything at the Mavericks here in the first quarter. The run game, the pass game, the hurry up. And it has reached the end of the first quarter here in Maize. Happy homecoming so far there for Coach Guzman and the Maize Eagles, up 21-0. We'll head to the second quarter after this timeout on YurView.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Mace at the Maize-South 32, back to the flip out in the flat to Pierce George, just takes it up between the numbers in the hash, broke a tackle, broke a second, and he'll scamper into the end zone with a flag down at the end of the play. And we'll be curious to see if this is a post-play foul or something that happened right when George crossed the goal line. Oh boy, just a simple flip out in the flat, but superb blocking downfield. As we've heard a lot from referee David Haynes, we're going to hear from him again.
Through the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, Maize, number 13, taunting. The 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Scott, first penalty tonight for the Maize Eagles, a taunting call.
Yeah, we pointed out, the first time George got in the end zone, he had that little slap of the helmet. Let's see what he did here. Yeah, he pointed the finger back at the defender right there. And again, Acacia had their officials instructed this year a zero tolerance on anything taunting-wise, and the officials are throwing those flags. These players have got to start adjusting to it.
Definitely. That's just simple stuff right there. That's
as Burrow will come on to tack on the extra point, which is up and through there.
automatic so far. Mr. Burrow, he's answered the call each and every time. Hey, he's 28 this year. 26 points for the Maize Eagles. Not too shabby. He's missed tonight.
We always ask about the kickers, and I'm trying to remember what the range was he talked about for kicking a field goal tonight. They got two kickers. They use Cooper Shaw as their longer kicker, long field goals and kickoffs, and then Burrow will kick the short field goals and extra points. And those kickers are in there early and often in this one, as it's all Maize, just a few ticks into the second quarter. And when you look at that landscape of 6A, we talked about how competitive the top half of that bracket is going to be. It's so important. Maize, you know, if they can run the table, we're going to look at the rest of their schedule a little bit later. Get that #1 seed. I mean, somebody's got to come to this place and beat them up through the semifinals if they keep winning. And it's a tough place to come in and win. So Maize do well to hold home field as a short kickoff. Going to be fielded at the 31, and a good return. There goes Carson Cantu into Eagle territory inside the 40. So it's the second big return in special teams. So the punt return, now the kick return. And Maize-South do something with it here.
Well, I think they're going to have to find a way to do that. Special teams can be electric for you. They can create some great opportunities. But if you're not able to take care of those opportunities, take advantage of them, it's going to be a long night. And that man right there has got to find his way. We know he can throw the football. We know he's accurate. He's just got to be able to settle in, get some completions under his belt, find a little composure back there, and make some plays for this Maize-South squad.
You know, some of the Maize-South kids, they've got something written on the back of their helmets down there on the white at the bottom. I'll get you some of that. So go back to Nuss, and boy, he is gobbled up front by one of the big men. That's big old number 49. Oh, who do we got as 49?
I don't know, 49. That's Atticus
Marcenero.
Yes.
I think that's one of those number changes. We had him on our roster, I think, is 96. He's wearing 49 tonight.
6'1", 287, senior.
Well, he is plugging up the middle. As Maize-South has had little to no running room. Now they're going to go to empty set. Now motion Nuss back into the backfield as a protector. And here comes the pressure down the middle of the field. Wide open, caught at the 5 and taken quite a shot as Cantu. He holds on. It will be first and goal.
Yeah, he definitely paid the price for catching the football, but that's what those guys are doing. Really great job. Nice pitch and catch. Point your head towards the end zone, get there.
And I think it's coming back. A flag behind the play. Did they get this play off?
Foul, unnecessary roughness, 55 the offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Second down.
Oh, goodness, Scott. Another personal foul.
And that's a shame because that negates this phenomenal play and really would have given Maize-South great opportunity to put the ball in the end zone. And you see Coach Pfeiffer, he is livid,
trying to figure out that had to be something after the pass was thrown that continued behind the play that, you know, we turn where the football goes, but that's what it had to be. And Coach Pfeiffer's mood is not improved after that whistle. Puts you in second down and 25, actually 26 after the first down loss of a yard. And again, pressure right up the middle. Ilian gonna take off. Well, a good open field tackle to limit the gain. I think that was Scotty Hadley out there on the stop, and it was. And it brings up 3rd and forever, about 21 it looks like. You're probably going to be, at this stage of the game early on, if you can get some positive yardage, most likely you'll probably leave the offense out there and go for it unless a negative play happens. He's getting up in some press coverage as well. Will they bring the heat?
I think they continue the pressure. Why would you not?
Did they get a timeout? I don't think they got the play off.
Game 10, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And they did not.
Another costly penalty. Back him up another 5.
Well, the penalty yardage, unfortunately, for the Mavericks heavily outnumber the offensive yardage right now. It's just been one of those halves so far.
7 penalties, 75 yards, Scott.
Well, and pressure again right up the middle. Ilian throws it a little bit behind at Leiby due to the pressure as he's picking himself off the ground once again.
And Scott, as a quarterback, you know, you get hit that many times.
Mays has to go out for 1 play.
At least every time you've been back there to throw the football, it takes its toll on you by the end of the 3rd, definitely the 4th.
It was Drake Blasey again. He called his number a lot, and there goes Ilian over to the sideline. I think that's Samuel 1747 that he's got on the back of Bible verse. Coach Pfeiffer letting the kids put.
Mays, first charge of the half.
Mays is going to take a timeout. They're going to get the football back. We're going to take that timeout with you. It's all Mays here in the 2nd quarter. Mays and Maize-South when we return.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident, it was not your fault. Call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
You see Rain Ilian, I tell you what, he has taken a beating here in the first half. Mays has just been getting in there and getting hit after hit on him when he releases the football. As Funchal punts it away. Another good punt. And Jarvis, he's got some running room, just going to run through an arm tackle. And just outside of the 30, coming up kind of holding his arm as Bo Gould initially.
Yeah, Reuben Funchal's fun to watch. The senior, 5'10", 165. The kid has got a leg and a half on him. He's gonna find himself somewhere on Saturdays kicking the football.
And we do have, I think, and yeah, I mentioned Gould. He tried to make that initial kind of an arm tackle, and he saw him kind of favoring that shoulder, and then he went down in the middle of the field. And it is Bo Gould, the 6'2", 215-pound senior. Or Maize-South favoring that left shoulder.
That's your starting defensive tackle for Maize over on that left-hand side. So
well, we'll take a look at the among active Acacia coaches. Of course, there's Randy Dreiling. Of course, all those titles, and Hutch, he's now at Aquinas he's got a loaded team this year. We saw Randall Zimmerman earlier this year at Junction City. Steve Warner at Bueller, and there you go down to Gary Guzman at Maize. 201 and 142, and back at home. One of the best 8-man, if not the best 8-man coach in the state of Kansas, Kevin Ayers at Little River. There's Coach Guzman. And enjoyed visiting with him. Very complimentary. He said, hey guys, you're getting pretty good at this now. We've interviewed him several times over the last few years.
Looks like Mr. Gould is up and off the turf, but he's holding that left arm pretty secure. And
yeah, if we had it, I saw it when it was just kind of an arm tackle attempt when Jarvis was just sprinting forward with that punt, and it just kind of came through awkward. You kind of saw him initially grab towards his shoulder, and he is favoring it. You got to wonder if he got a stinger, a little dislocation or something. So we'll see if he can come back in. As that Maize offense out there have scored on every but one possession. They did punt once. And they go back to the ground game. And straight ahead, Demarie Smith. And that's probably a short gain tonight for this Maize offense. They have been in a couple of second and third and 9s, but they have been getting ahead of the chains so often, keeping that whole playbook open.
yeah, Demarie Smith, like I said, the guy we didn't think would start tonight starts, and boy, he's been impressive.
Maivell, a little read option, pulled it, maybe should have given it. As he stacked up, got a good spot. They're going to move him ahead a yard.
Yeah, Demarie Smith may have had a wide open look all the way to the end zone right here if he hands this ball off, but take another look. Big gap.
That was Jackson Carpenter filling the hole nicely. The sophomore weak side linebacker came in with 30 tackles. They really like that young man. Yes, 6', 170. Yeah, 3rd and 4 for Maize. Look at the protection. Maivella steps up, crossing pattern, and a little behind Pierce George.
Yeah, maybe the first ball we've seen tonight out of Maivella's hands, it just wasn't spot on in front of the receiver. And looks like we might get the second punt of the evening from the Maize Eagles here.
And coming on will be Cooper Shaw. I believe it'd be his second punt here in the first half. Maize-South had a good return. Ray Witcher on that first punt. Part of that was negated by a post-play foul. Do the old rugby punt. This is a line drive. Got to watch out. You got blockers down there. It's going to be down just outside of the 20. That's one of those dangerous ones because he waited so long to kick it. It could take one hop and hit somebody right in the backside, and Maize would have had an opportunity to recover, but it's Maize-South ball. Well, they've had some open looks down the field. They hit one. It came back because of a penalty. And it's just been really, it's about those guys up front, Carey, Bosalil, Weir, Brown, and Schwartz. Can they provide just enough time for Rain Elliott with these blitzes? And they've been coming from every direction. And they're going to go back to Nuss. Got a good block out in front. Crosses the 25 out to about the 29. It's really the first pancake block we've seen tonight there on the right edge.
Yeah, take another look at it here on the replay. Right there, 50 and 54 getting hooked up there on the interior of the line. And nice job of Nuss finding open spaces to get to.
I think that was the center Weir with that point of attack block. Freed up Nuss for a gain of 6, so 2nd and 4. And back to Nuss off the edge again, lowers his shoulder across the 30 near the first down, and I think they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, I think they have to. A good run there by Nuss, but good 1-2 punch on first and second down. If you can continue to pick up those 4 and 5 yards at a pop, you might be able to sustain a drive here before the halftime ends and put some points on the board.
And we had Maize-South player Carson Cantu was up a little slow. He's going to stay out there. Is that the first down tonight for Maize-South? They have those others negated by penalty. They'll go to Witcher, and this time he will not get out of the backfield. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. I think in there first, number 55, Isaac Lerma.
And a new quarterback in for Maize-South, Scott. That's Branson Case, number 16, calling the shots now.
He's also 6'4", as is Rain Illian. They're both juniors. Case listed at 200 pounds. Illian listed at 205. So quarterbacks that can look over the field and survey it really nicely up there at 6'4".
Scott, to answer your question, that's the second first down for Maize-South.
Second first down, okay. And they'll go back. Witcher made a nice cut just to gain a couple to the 36. And again, boy, he takes a licking.
He does. Greenshaw putting his foot in the ground, making the change. There it is. Boom. Gets positive yards, but
that's Blazy again.
It is. But the violence at which this Eagle defense is tackling the football is impressive.
Yeah, they are making great, clean, legal hits out there. And that may be the reason Rain Illian is still over. I think maybe feeling the effects of that last hit. Now 3rd and 8. And they'll stay with the ground game. And boy, another big hit.
45, that's Kurtson.
And that will bring up 4th down, so we haven't seen Case put it in the air yet. And the punt team and Funchal will come on. There is Illian, and it looks like they're the right something. I can't tell if it's
on that left arm.
Looks like they're wrapping up to the maybe the elbow area.
We'll keep an eye on him and see if we can get an update.
Floating, wobbly kick will bounce and be picked up at the 25, and Jarvis will get to about the 31.
And again, field position has been critical, I think, in this one so far. For the Eagles, great field position to start your offensive opportunities. But for the Mavericks, it has been tough sledding. Another flag on the field.
This looks like it's back at the line of scrimmage. And this is David Haynes on the mic tonight as the referee.
To kick, unnecessary roughness, 28 of the kicking team. A 15-yard penalty. First down. Correction, receiving team.
Well, now they say it's on the receiving. We thought that was going to be another crusher on Maize-South.
Only the second penalty tonight for the Eagles. The first one, which was the taunting call going into the end zone, really didn't hurt him. Put the penalty on the yardage on the kick. Really didn't hurt him. This one here backs him up a little bit.
Yeah, worst for the Eagles. Starting position by far for Maize. They start at their own 17. I tell you, what a rough season. El Dorado, they're trailing Buhler. I think it's 56-0. El Dorado has not scored this season. And now they're readjusting the chains. They moved the ball back another 5 yards, it looks like, to just inside the 12. And Maivella back to the ground game. I think they brought Shannon Jones back in for the carry. They did. He'll get about 4 to the 16.
I was really excited to see Jones run the football. 51 carries, 246 yards, 3 touchdowns coming today. Was averaging right at 4.8 yards a carry. Big, strong back. 5'10", 212.
There's a quick pass and bobbled forward and then incomplete off the fingertips of Pierce George. Will bring up 3rd down. Just that quick screen again.
Yep, got the pass out there in front of his receiver. Just couldn't find the handle on it.
Maize-South an opportunity to maybe flip the field here a little bit and get the ball back with some time. We're just under 4 minutes. 4-man rush. Ivella steps up and again would have had the first down, and it went right through the fingers of Malachi Leichner. He was past the sticks, but couldn't haul it in, and we will see the Maize punt team again and Cooper Shaw. Couple of scores, Northwest on top of Manhattan at halftime, 14-10. Capon leads Carroll at halftime, 21-7. A couple other big games here in the area. The Holy War, that's back at Riverfront this year. High snap. And there's that rugby kick, and this is way up in the air. Takes a good Maize hop. Does it ever? And will be down right between the 37 and the 38.
Great job putting the football. Been absolutely superb just getting it down the field. Great hang time. Gives your coverage team plenty of time to get down there. And when you can eliminate that part of the football game from your opponent, makes a huge difference.
Well, it was so high and in so much traffic, I don't think the return man wanted to risk running up there and fielding it. And then, as it often does, on the turf, takes that really beneficial hop for the kicking team. And Rain Iliad, he's got his left elbow wrapped up, and he's going to go back out there. So we saw the backup Branson Case handed off exclusively on the last possession. That's what they're going to go back to. I think they're going to back up 5 before we do that.
False start, 55 offense, start penalty, 1st down.
Well, the penalty bug has been big time biting on the Mavericks tonight. This time a false start penalty, 8 penalties, 80 yards for the Mavericks.
When you felt like the margin of error was much less for a Maverick win tonight, and penalties was certainly something that you had to keep at a minimum, and they have not been successful in that in the first half. Now we've got a timeout with the play clock running down, taken by Maize-South.
Timeout, Maize-South, first charge of the half.
And so Maize-South will take a timeout, and so will we. All Maize, 3:36 before halftime here on Your View.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Maize-South had to take a timeout. They have a 1st and 15. And Ilian wants a little middle screen. Witcher got 1 block in front. He'll get the penalty back plus a couple 3 more and bring up a manageable 3rd down. We've seen Bray Witcher on that one return, 5'9", 150. I tell you, he's got the burners.
He does. He can really move. And watch this coming out of the backfield. Nice block right there. And just getting flipped end over end.
Boy, and against aggressive rushes, screen passes can always be very effective. And I tell you, Maize has been aggressive and more here in the first half. And now 2nd and 6 to go back to the ground game, and they'll keep handing it to, I believe that's Witcher again.
It's 3rd and short coming up, and that's something the Mavericks really haven't had to come up against so far in this one.
Boy, and they're having success running the ball. A couple of big pass plays negated by penalty. Let's see if they try to run for it here, and they will get the football to start the 3rd quarter. They'll run for it and get it.
Again, right back up the middle with Witcher. And they've marked him for a 1st down, so just a 3rd 1st down of the ball game for the Maize-South Mavericks.
I tell you, got through the 1st level, and the 2nd level, I tell you what, that 2nd level, Blasey, Jennings, Gertson, and Rosas is brutal. Depending on how they play those corners, sometimes it looks like a 44, sometimes it's kind of a 4-2-5 look. There's your kind of 4-2-5 look right now on 1st and 10. Ilian in the pocket, fires over the middle, and dangerous pass. Nearly intercepted. He was looking for Reese Pauley.
Yeah, I think it's Brody Jarvis back to the free safety position. Just playing center field right there. And boy, could have very possibly have picked that one off.
Yeah, that. And Beckett Schutte was right there.
Beckett Schutte was as well, wasn't he?
Or you're going to get Pauley killed if he catches that one. That's one of those over the middle that you can really get drilled. And now Ilian, they're looking at his left hand now. He had the check out, and back in comes Branson Case. 2nd and 10, and they're just asking him to hand the ball off to Nuss, and Nuss down in the backfield. Coming up at the bottom of the pile, that's Hunter Jennings.
Hunter Jennings once again.
That's a loss of 3.
Look at the pursuit. Jennings, I'm not going to be denied. I'm going to get to the football.
2nd charge of the half.
I think Maize now, they want to get the football back. So they're going to take one of their 2 remaining timeouts. With Maize-South in a 3rd and 12. I like the idea, knowing Maize-South's going to get the football to start the 3rd. They get a stop here, use their timeouts. We know how effective Maivella can be running the tempo and the 2-minute drill. I think we got a chance to see that if they can get a stop here on 3rd and 12.
Definitely can, and how impressive has the Maize defense been at coming after the football. They have been absolutely tenacious on the defensive side, whether you're linebackers or whether you're coming up right up the middle with the big guys up front.
Well, we saw Derby just pile the points on Hutch, and this is a Maize defense that did not allow a point to Derby in the 2nd half of their 42-21 win against Derby. So we know this defense, they can stop some of the best.
Absolutely, and you think about a year ago, Scott, 2024, Derby beat this Maize team 59-7. And Maize came back and said, you know what, not this year.
And they're just going to hand it off. And Witcher got a good head of steam, broke a tackle, fighting for the 1st down. He's going to be just a yard short. But did the ball get stripped out?
Well, that's what the Maize Eagles are signaling, but I think they've blown the play dead. And they're going to bring up 4th and 1. Take another look at it here. Just grinding for yards.
Yeah, I think it came out, but he was down, and he just pulled it away from him. But that gives Maize-South an opportunity to hold on to the football and go for it. And they are in no hurry, and we're under a minute. They have a couple of timeouts. But if you need to be thinking about getting points here.
Oh, absolutely. You got to be moving.
And they're going to have to burn one of those 2 timeouts. Boy.
Oh.
You let a lot of time.
Maize-South, second charge of the half.
Boy, you let how many seconds? Probably 15 or so needlessly run off of that. They didn't seem to be prepared for the 2-minute drill there, or really the 1-minute drill there, and down 28-0, and you're in scoring range.
And you got to look to the quarterback there. He's your quarterback. He's your general on the field. He's your coach on the field. He's got to get those guys together, get him moving to the line of scrimmage and get him quick. You got to go with tempo right here. You've got to think about scoring the football and then this may be your best opportunity.
Well, we do have to keep in mind it's Branson Case out there, not Rain Ilion, and that probably had a lot to do with it. I don't think there was really any play coming in, but if you're going to take the timeout, you wanted to do it outside of a minute there and go ahead and talk this over, as Rain Ilion right now on the sideline with his helmet off, so it looks like this is Case. And it's going to be his drive right here. And a run blitz came. Whoa, and trying to stretch, the ball popped out. Official was reaching for his flag, then put it back in his pocket. The lineman, number 77, Matt Boussalil, recovered, or Boussalil, excuse me.
And it was fumbled forward for a first down. Watch the ball pop out, and then the scramble for it. Oop, there it came. Across the line to gain. First down, Maize-South.
Boussalil right there, recovered, and Maize-South just letting the clock run. And I know it is your backup quarterback, but 22-21. And another handoff and another fumble. And this time, Maize is going to recover.
And who else comes up with the football?
Hunter Jennings.
Hunter Jennings in the middle, Mr. Instigator. What a motor that kid's got. Jennings, that's his 4th fumble recovery of the season, Scott.
Yeah, it just didn't look like the handoff was clean at all at the point of attack. And now Maize, 14 seconds.
Good shot of Hunter Jennings right there. Man, that dude's got a nose for the football.
1 timeout, so you can use the middle of the field. And the clock will stop till the chains are set. I look for Maize to be extremely aggressive here. And
yeah, it looks like Maize-South is backed off the linebackers, just rushing 4 here. Oh, and a flag on the field.
Play clock's at
number 4, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, the clock management here for both teams a little suspect here in the final minute. So now see what Maivella does. Play action. Drifting out of the pocket, trying to let something develop. And he's still going to throw it back across the middle of the field, and it should have been intercepted. I'm not so sure. A couple of Mavericks didn't knock it away from one there. You had Pauly and Witcher right there together, and I think they knocked it out of each other's hand. And probably the final play of the half coming up.
Yeah, nice job, Maivella extending the play, but I think to save time, you don't see anybody open. Zip that thing out of bounds and live to fight another day, but kind of put himself at risk right there.
And you got a lot of receivers there in the defensive backfield right now for Maize-South. And Maivella just going to hand it off. And Marie Smith, a good run. It'll be about a run of 14 yards. Will bring us to halftime. The early lead sustained by the Maize Eagles as we head to halftime Maize 28, Maize-South nothing. Stay tuned for our halftime show coming up after this timeout.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Do you want a full body workout that stretches, strengthens, and builds your cardio? Then I have a solution for you. Hi, I'm Leslie Sokol, the creator and founder of the Adult Dance and Fitness TV show for the young at heart. Join in with me weekly on your YurView channel and get a great workout. Check your local TV listings. Let's get fit together.
$28-0. Maize leading Maize-South here at halftime at Maize High School on homecoming night. As we want to welcome you back into our broadcast booth. Scott Hogan, Scott Gurney. Scott, the early momentum and emotion. And boy, that Maize offense early, a well-oiled machine, scored on the first 3 possessions. Felt like Maize-South's defense after that settled in a little bit, but then the Maize defense, just the pressure. Maize-South just was smothered here in the first half.
Absolutely. The balance on offense has been impressive. Running the football, throwing the football. Braden Maivella, very comfortable in the pocket, comfortable getting out of it as well, finding open guys. But then again, hasn't had to use the legs a lot, but when he has, so effective. So the balance, to me, has been critical for the offense of the Maize Eagles. For the Mavericks, it's been a little questionable, and they've really had their struggles.
Yeah, Rain Illian stepping in there, throwing some ball. Boy, he took a beating in the first half. We don't know the extent of his injury. Didn't finish the first half. If he can't play in the second half, what do you do if you're Maize-South?
Well, so far they've ran the football, and that's what they've tried to do, but against the defense that's just pinning their ears back and coming at you, I don't know. They've been so effective. They're going to have to get some breaks. Either the special teams, defense is going to have to come up with a turnover, give them better field position, because right now it hasn't been very good.
Yeah, Maize-South will get the ball to start the third quarter. They had a good punt return. They had a good kickoff return. Maybe special teams can get them set up for something here in the second half.
And unfortunately, those have been negated pretty much by penalties. 8 penalties, 80 yards for Maize-South so far in the first half. Got to correct that. Got to make some adjustments at halftime.
Yeah, so far, a happy homecoming here for the Maize Eagles. They lead at 28-0 here at halftime. We've got a whole lot more, so stay tuned. This is the Game Time High School Game of the Week on YurView.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't. And now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too. And when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction. That's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Halftime here in Maize, a beautiful October evening, and so far a beautiful night for the homestanding homecoming Maize Eagles, 28-0 here at the break. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the AVCTL standings, brought to you by Keeley Roofing and Construction, where quality meets integrity, no doubt about it. Well-earned top spot there by the Maize Eagles, followed right there by Derby. And then you see Valley Center, Maize-South, the Salthawks, and then on down Campus and South. I tell you, the middle of that pack, Valley Center, Maize-South, Hutch, they're all going to kind of beat up on one another this season. I don't think anybody going to catch the top two, but it's going to be
Yeah, I agree. It definitely will. I think it's going to be more of a battle between Valley and Maize, maybe Hutch, to see who's going to climb up that ladder, get that home field advantage during the playoffs. Of course, Maize has got Valley Center coming up as well. They've already taken care of Hayesville, and of course Salina as well coming up.
Yeah, there's that Goddard defeated Salina South last night score, if you're wondering about that. And we go to D2, where, well, I tell you, a resurgent Andover program here the last couple of years. Salina South quietly undefeated. We saw Goddard earlier this year, Andover Central defending champions, Eisenhower, Arc City, and Newton. Tell you what, Andover Central going to be an interesting rivalry game a little later in this year.
Definitely will, and maybe the roles reversed there, because Andover Central was spectacular last year, state champion. Andover, not so much, but like you said, a little role reversal there. And yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it turns out.
Well, we're going to take a look back at some of the notable games last week across the state of Kansas. Hey, right in my wheelhouse. 1A Sterling, they are undefeated. Their best start since 1982. They were state champions that year. Moving to 5-0, they beat Medicine Lodge 47-10 last Friday. Senior standout Zane Farney, he's got a basketball title under his belt. Incredible year, 196 rushing yards. He had 5 touchdowns in that game last week. Got an interception defensively. Sterling has their best momentum as they keep rolling to continue one of their most exciting season in decades. They are playing Conway Springs tonight. I'll get you a score on that. They were leading by a couple, 3 scores a little bit earlier. How about out west? What a battle last week. Hayes, they are for real. The Indians have one of the best programs in the state. They defeated Junction City 34-28. And they've also played and earned wins over Derby, Garden City, and Choctaw, Oklahoma, with their only loss coming in a 2-point loss to Manhattan. Junction City had just beaten Manhattan the week prior, showing how strong this stretch of games has been for the Indians. And head coach Tony Crow's squad sits at 4-1, and they look like a title contender. And a 5A West made the title game last year. 5A West, That's going to be really good. How about Mound Ridge, 33-0, but their junior kicker, Cyrus, I think it's Blau. Don't take my word for it on the last name. In his second year kicking, 56-yard field goal by beating Whitewater Remington last week. Mound Ridge 4-1. I'll get you a Mound Ridge Marion score. They're both 4-1 playing tonight. Their first, under head coach Tyler O'Connor, doing a great job. And there you got Liberal beating Garden City Liberal at Great Bend tonight. That's a huge ball game. And then Hugoton and Scott City last week. Hugoton earning that 17-14 victory last week. Some of our feature games from last week. I'm really curious to see. Liberal hasn't played a real brutal schedule. How will they do tonight against really good Great Bend team?
It's a difference maker tonight. You'll find out.
And there you see our current rankings. Maize well earned, but look at the top of that. Maize, Manhattan, Wichita, Northwest, Derby, and Junction City. We have seen 4 of those 5 teams now. That is going to be brutal atop 6A. And there's 5A. You got Great Bend in there, and Hayes at top, of course, is Aquinas. Capon, they had the lead at halftime on Carroll a little while ago. And, of course, Miege always there. McPherson getting it on the chin tonight from Mulvane. I'll bring you that score in a little bit as well. Andale was rolling again tonight. They and Hayden met last year for the 3A title. They could meet again this year, the way it's looking. Southeast of Saline is rolling again tonight. And then look on down there is Hoisington and then Ellsworth. And there's Sterling over in 1A. Jackson Heights and then St. Mary, Pittsburgh, Colgan, Oisgood, Centralia. Perennial powerhouse. There you see Little River. They are playing a very good El Saline team tonight. They were leading early on. They're going to meet Central Plains next week, I believe, in 8-man action. And that's all of your look back at the rankings and notable games. 28-0 Maize on Maize-South. Halftime will continue after this break on Your View.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Here's our highlights from first half action.
How about Pierce George getting the ball in the backfield? First run and a touchdown for Mr. George. How about the little flea flicker action? And then the ball flared out to George out there in the flat. Again, just great balanced attack with the run and with the pass. Braden Marvella showing off the speed with his feet. So quick. Maivella again going to call his own number. Zips right down the middle of the field. Takes this one all the way to the house. Again, sees the field so good. And how about this? Great punt return. Unfortunately, I think that's the one that's coming back. And there was didn't come all the way back, but there was a 15-yard penalty on the play. Kind of blew that up. Pierce George on the outside once again. Getting the ball in his hands. His second touchdown of the evening. He's got two. Braden Maivella's got two as well. That's your first half highlights here on Game Time, the Game Time Game of the Week on Your View. We're going to step away. We're going to come back, and we'll talk about stats, Scott Hogan, when we come back. Don't go away.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
This is important news for people implanted with a spinal cord stimulator for chronic pain relief that malfunctioned, causing serious complications or even death. The FDA has reported thousands of adverse events. If you've been implanted with a spinal cord stimulator and suffered any of these complications, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you're eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Well, let's take a look at your Cox Fast Stats, giving football fans the latest stats courtesy of Cox. You can learn more at cox.com/internet. And Scott, as you would expect, it's heavily tilted in favor of the Eagles.
Definitely has 89 rushing, 124 through the air, 213 total, and 11 first downs. It's been Braden Maivella and Pierce George really doing the heavy lifting on that side with Maize, and then for Maize-South, just 33 yards rushing, 15 yards in the air, something we did not expect to happen tonight. Only a total of 48 yards and only 4 first downs. And that,
well, if you want more bad news, if you're a Maize-South fan, there's your starting quarterback, Rain Illian. No helmet, ice bag on the left elbow. They are also at one point looking at his hands, so that's pretty much telling you he's a spectator for the rest of this game, so it looks like it'll fall on Branson Case, his shoulders, and we just don't know how many snaps that Case has been able to take this year. He has not thrown a pass, handed it off every time in the first half, and I'm going to be curious to see the play call in here for Maize-South. We're gonna get it here pretty quick as this kickoff. There'll be just enough room to take it from the 2 for Witcher. Right up the middle, almost broke that ankle tackle. He's down at the 29.
Which has been a standout tonight for the Maize-South Mavericks. Runs the ball aggressively, got a lot of speed, he's quick, shifty. Found a way to get into open spaces. Just going to need more opportunities to see what happens here in the second half.
Well, we know that South will try to run the football, but you know, if you got any inkling of trying to claw your way back in this, you're going to have to get back to your base offense, and that is throwing the football. And back to Nuss on the ground, just trying to follow the right side of blocking. It's stretched out pretty nicely there by Maize for a very short gain.
Maize just stacking up a lot of helmets to the football. He was the first to arrive. Looked like 11.
Blazy again.
Yes.
He's been all over the field. There you see Drake Blazy, the 6 foot, 200-pound junior.
Got the elbow brace on the right elbow. And doesn't seem to be bothering him.
Another handoff. And this Witcher spun around after a gain of a couple more. Yeah, that time on the stop was Connor Gertson. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Mavericks.
Yeah, I wish we had live stats on tackles, because this linebacking crew for the Maize Eagles with Gertson, Jennings, Blazy, and Rosas. My goodness, they have been involved in a ton of tackles here tonight.
Well, Maize crowding there with the linebackers on the dummy snap count. See if they're going to bring pressure. And Case will see his first throw. Quick out, caught, and I think staying in bounds long enough was Stratton Ebers to get the first down. And I think right at the marker, they'll give it to him.
Yeah, they'll give it to him. Nice work. Staying in the pocket. A little two-step drop. Get rid of the football quickly. Get out of bounds, and here we go again.
I like the throw there by Branson Case. Timing throw right on the money. First and 10 Mavericks. Try to get his feet wet a little bit. We saw the pressure that Rain Alien was under. So I know they don't want to subject this young man to it. Now Nuss, can he get wide? Turns it up for a couple. Boy, it's just so tough to run east and west against this Maize defense.
It really is. Their pursuit is insane. I think it was Marion Cook getting there first.
Lerma was out there as well, number 55. And I think Coach Guzman said that. He said this is one of his most fun teams he's had because of the way they rally to the football. And we have seen that all evening long. There you see Coach Guzman. You can tell he still loves coaching high school football. And now 5-man rush. Another quick pass. Low pass. And it was incomplete. Trying to go down and get it was Carson Cantu.
Yeah, this ball didn't have a whole lot on it to get out there for as far as he was wanting to throw the football. Nice job working back to it, trying to make the catch.
Well, punt teams right now staying on the sideline.
3rd and what, about 3rd and 8?
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that was a down ahead. It's just 3rd down. And they'll hand it off. And Witcher, oh, what a hit. He lost the football, and Maize has got it. Witcher is still down. He got blasted. And they're going to have to attend to him. The Eagles recovered. Well, Witcher has been the big offensive weapon tonight.
Yeah, we're going to take another look at it, and I think Witcher runs right into the back of number 70, Memphis Schwartz.
Looks like he was trying to spin, and then right there. Yeah. Got blasted kind of by his own man there, just trying to make a cut, and the Eagles recover at the Maize-South 43. And good news, he's able to somewhat jog off by his own power. He's going to have to go over, probably get attended to here for a little bit.
A great sign, him being able to get off the field under his own power. You definitely like seeing that. But unfortunately, the woes still just continue to compile for Maize-South. The Mavericks just struggling to get anything going offensively.
And now a little inside handoff, reverse, and back to Maivella. Then he gets it to George with about the entire offensive line over by the sideline. And Pierce George still going. Did he stay in bounds that whole time? He did. He'll get inside the 25, tight roping the sideline. A little trickeration here.
Watch how many times this ball changes hands. 1, 2, 3. And right back to the guy who started it. And Pierce George tiptoeing down the sidelines and then eventually driven out of bounds by Stratton Ebers.
He had his entire offensive line over there at the sideline. And Demarie Smith off left tackle. Nice cut. And he'll be close to another first down. Well, he has looked really good tonight, the 6-foot junior, listed at 200 pounds.
Yeah, Demarie Smith. You got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line. Those guys off the left side, and Hadley and Herrick and Cook, they've been impressive tonight, making big holes and moving bodies.
Well, we have another injured Maverick. I can't quite, I think it's 34.
42 Jackson Carpenter.
Actually, it's 34 down there, Davian Carter. And they looking maybe at his right hand.
Well, 30, yeah. Originally it was 42, and then Davian Carter goes down. He comes over to see what was happening, and then watch him get up. Interesting.
See if we can see what happened.
So maybe a little bit of a jam sandwich right there. Yeah.
Yeah, Carter was up. I think it looked like his tackle, looked like his hand was cleared down underneath the leg. Demarie Smith must have had all the weight come down on it awkwardly. As the hits keep coming. Now Mays on 2nd and short, back to Smith off left tackle. First down, it will be 1st and goal. There's a tackle made by Carson Davis, number 13. Now Mays, they're just getting behind that physical offensive line, and they are big. When you look at the smallest one up there is the center. And back to the tempo, and back to Demarie Smith. Nice cut, lowers his shoulder, touchdown Eagles. Boy, those Hadley, Herrick, Cook, Ronk, and Litton taking over up front.
Well, they really did. And again, the whole drive has just been about dominating the line of scrimmage and finally finishing off a nicer run up the middle for Smith.
Well, here's the setup that Mays goes with before they back into their regular kick formation, and Quincy Burrow. Burrow stays perfect on the evening.
Automatic tonight.
Mays off the turnover increases their lead to 35-0. We'll take a break and back with more of the Game Time Game of the Week on Your View.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't, and now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too, and when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
35-0 Mays. There you see the Maize-South defense over, looking at the video board, trying to come up with some answers, and there's The injury bench over there is getting a little full as well for Maize-South. Several players banged up, including starting quarterback Rain Ilian, who looks like he's out for the game. A low line drive. That is going to give Ray Witcher an opportunity. And he's dancing around in the middle of the field and pieces his way across the 30. Yeah, that's where Maize-South will have it. I'll tell you, here also in the area, Mulvane. We saw McPherson up in the rankings, and Mulvane laying the wood to the Bullpups tonight, 34-3 in that ball game. That is mid-fourth quarter. That's a area team there, Andale. They're already hitting the showers with the running clock. They win again over Smoky Valley, 68-0.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see, Case gonna go back to the ground game. And just a couple off of left tackle. Again, it's been tough sledding tonight for Hayden Nuss.
It really has. You got to think, okay, at some point, the offensive line has really got to try to win a few downs here and give Nuss some bigger holes to run through, because he's really been pinned in.
That second line of defense is just filling every gap up there. Even if the offensive line draws an opening, it's filled so quickly. Now Case, jailbreak blitz. He just gets rid of it and nearly intercepted. That would have been the evening capper there for Drake Blasey if he could have held on.
Well, definitely. Again, pressure on the quarterback, forced an early release. Didn't get much behind this. See the breakaway. I believe that was Gertzen again? Or was it Blasey? Blasey coming from behind there.
It was Blasey with the near interception, but that Gertzen came almost unblocked right up the middle. I have loved the defensive scheme tonight for Maize. They are bringing pressure from so many different places.
J.J. Milanovic, the defensive coordinator. It's called a great game so far.
Now cutting back to the middle, Nuss will get out to the 39-ish yard line. Fourth down and 3.
That's averaging about 5.5 yards per carry coming into this game, but has not quite reached that same production here this evening.
Looks like the offense again going to stay out there for Maize-South.
Interesting call. You're on your side of the 40.
Well, I think the thinking down 35-0. You're approaching the midway point of the third quarter.
What do you got to lose, right?
Yep. Let's leave the offense out there and see if we can do something now. They quickly change just outside of 10 on the play clock. But Maize was ready. They got back in time.
Another big booming kick.
Catch made at the 30. And that's where Maize will take over again. I tell you, Jarvis has done a good job. Any punt that has been reasonably able to be fielded in the field of play, he's done a nice job making that catch.
Definitely has. Sure hands. So we see we're Braden Maivella and the Maize Eagles start out with here in the third.
And you wonder how much longer he'll be out there. And some of these first level players for Maize is back to the ground game and just lowering the shoulders, and what a push up front. Marie Smith out to the 37.
Yeah, it's really been about winning the line of scrimmage here tonight and giving Maivella and the other weapons on this Maize Eagle team an opportunity to make plays, and that's exactly what's happened. They're just dominating the line of scrimmage.
And you look at the size differential at the offense and defensive line comparison here. It's just so physical as the bubble screen to George. Going to cut it back to the middle of the field. Makes a nice cut. Oh, and got tripped up. That's probably a touchdown saving tackle from Reese Pauley.
Yeah, we're going to watch it again. And you watch Reese Paul, he's going to reach out. Number 2, he's going to reach out and snag just the heel, but the flag on the play, we'll discuss that first.
Well, this is all out close to where the play ended, but they're back towards the middle of the field.
Still talking it over, too. Are they going to pick it up? Appears so.
Maize. After the play, unnecessary roughness. Number 53 for Maize, 15-yard penalty, the first down.
So the first down will count for Maize, and then they'll back up 15. They're going to be back about where they started. It'll be at the 35, but it is a 1st and 10. Well, we just seen so many of those this season from in a lot of our games this year, just these penalties after the play.
And they just cost your football team.
And again, Smith broke a tackle back across the 40 to the 41. Will pick up 6.
And again, back up 5, pick up 6. That's the thing that the Maize Eagles offense has been able to do. They've had to take that, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but have always been able to pick up those, those forward 2 steps right afterwards. So rebounding from adversity, the positive side goes to the Eagles tonight.
And back to Smith, big hole into the secondary, crosses midfield and down inside the Maize-South 45 to the 42. Again, they're just hanging their hat on that offensive line right now.
Yeah, they're moving with tempo really quick here. Watch the high stepping right here. Whoop. Nice little make you miss.
Now the tempo, Maivella, keeper, he gets to the edge, cuts up the numbers inside the 20. Stiff arm, touchdown, Braden Maivella. He's showing the speed and the strength with the big stiff arm to hit the end zone. It's all Eagles.
It definitely is, and the flames are flying. Braden Maivella living up to the billing. He's a special, special young man. Really moving well with football. He's got some offers out there, but nothing specific yet, but watch this. Here comes the stiff arm. He sees it, picks up the speed, reaches out, makes that necessary move to get into the end zone.
Gabe Mead had a beat on him, but that stiff arm got him into the end zone. He's trying to stay perfect on the night with the extra point is Quincy Burrow. Maverick got through there, unable to get a hand on it. The kick is good. 5:13 to go here in the 3rd. All Maize 42-0 on homecoming. It's a happy Eagle crowd tonight here in Maize.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
There you see under your Maize students having a great time tonight. Had all the homecoming festivities before the game, and they are loving what's happening on the field as Cooper Shaw will kick off for the Maize Eagles. A low line drive. Witcher fumbles this one, now trying to pick it up at the 4. And he'll be down inside the 20, so the fumble will cost you a little bit of field position for Maize-South. So you look at the way this game's gone down, I tell you, you look forward for Maize-South, and you just, of course, worry about the health of Rain Ilion. Obviously, they weren't going to chance it, even if he could have come back tonight. Elbow being iced, non-throwing elbow, so you hope that's just a stinger or something to that effect. And how aggressive will they be with Branson Case here the rest of this contest? That's what we're going to find out. There you see Ilion on the sideline. Boy, I tell you what, he took some big shots in the first half. And they're going to run a little fly sweep this time to Pauly, strung out, and down he goes behind the line of scrimmage.
And again, stringing the play out, pushing it towards the sidelines, allowing the pursuit to get to the football. That's 28, I believe.
Scotty Hadley.
Scotty Hadley, and shortly after that, I believe also Drake Blasey get to the football as well. But again, the pursuit has been impressive tonight by the black shirt defense of Maize. Eagles swarming to the football.
I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's been nearly that to run lateral tonight against Maize, as they'll go back to the ground game straight ahead for, well, looks like where they're coming in, no gain.
Well, I think if a Branson Case, it's important for you to show the coaching staff you can take over and you can run the offense. I think they've got to open the playbook up a little for him and give him the opportunity to see what he can do. He may be your quarterback the rest of the season. You don't know what injury has done to Rain Ilion.
Yeah, they have really protected Case that last possession of the second quarter and here in the third quarter. He's only dropped back 3-4 times at most. He's going to hand it off again. Case broke one tackle and gets back to the original line of scrimmage, which was about the 18.
Yeah, look for possibly another punt. Here's, again, just tackling by the Eagles. And looks like the offense is going to leave the field here. The punting team's going to come out once again.
Put Brody Jarvis back, along with Pierce George, to return the Funchal boot. He's near his own goal line.
9th punt of the ball game.
Side winding kick. He fielded, and good kick coverage this time. And good to see him back out there. Davion Carter was a little banged up earlier in the quarter. And now we've got a flag way behind the play. The referee threw it as Blasey was jogging off the field towards the Maize sideline. So another one of those post-possession fouls coming up.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, 32 Maize, taunting. That is his first unsportsmanlike conduct.
We're going to nab Ty Willits with an unsportsmanlike, his first. And backs Maize up to their own 29-yard line.
Just the 5th penalty tonight for Maize, but 60 yards.
Dare I ask Maize-South's penalty?
So far,
total?
8 for 80.
8 for 80. Well, that's where it was in the first half.
Yes.
So
they fixed that in the locker room, evidently, at half.
And Maivella will lead this possession. Shannon Jones is in at the running back. Maivella wants a little slip screen, and that was batted down and then nearly intercepted. And that's one of your defensive ends there, Cole Haynes. Really making a fantastic play.
Yeah, Cole got the big meat hooks up in front of the football and nearly came down with it. Great job, young man.
2nd and 10. This time they'll go to Jones straight ahead. Boy, and he's crawling almost literally across the 35 to about the 38. He's 9, rings up 3rd and a yard. Now, we haven't talked much about the other defensive end tonight, Hunter Higgins.
True.
He is a KU commit. And he came in with 14 hurries and 13 tackles. And we asked Coach if he had seen any blocking that was one-on-one this year, and he said maybe a handful of times, and that's it. He's just getting double and triple teamed. As this is going to be a good defensive play to keep Jones short of the first down by Carson Davis.
Yeah, Carson Davis holds him up long enough for his teammates to get onto the football. We've got an injured Maverick on the field.
Well, we have said that a number of times tonight, and it looks like that's Cade Frazier.
Already got the helmet off. And
junior linebacker.
you know, when they start looking at lower legs and especially knees, you gotta, just makes you cringe.
Well, here's what Maize-South has left, and avert your eyes, that is a tough schedule. They're going to host a Derby team that really seems to be getting their footing here after starting 2-2, and then they'll go to a good Hutchinson team to finish out their regular season. And Maize-South started the evening 4-1, unless crazy things happen in this one. Would be 4-2 going into that Derby, and then at Hutch, they're gonna really have to regroup to try to keep the record above 500 with those two really tough games coming up after this one.
Definitely. That road is going to be a tough one to hoe. And Cade Frazier up off the turf, and he's making his way off the field under his own power, but the noticeable limp. So we hope the best for that young man.
Yeah, we had one shot of a bench over there. It had several of the players that were injured coming into the game and during the game, and there had 4 or 5 kids over there. Frazier going to be added to that bench as now Cooper Shaw is going to have to punt it away. And you can see a sling and somebody behind there, a blue sling behind some of the players, and there's quite a group over there, unfortunately for the Mavericks. Let's see if Witcher can bang off a good return, and it's going to be a fake and a first down. And that's why you love the rugby stuff. As Cooper Shaw, he saw he had a crease on the sideline and exploited it. Mays will keep the football.
Coach Koosman pulling out all the stops here tonight. Got to see if you can execute this play. Good job by Cooper Shaw, executing it to perfection. Coming up with a big first down and keeping the ball in the hands of your offense.
That was Hunter Higgins coming all the way across from the right defensive end around the play and in pursuit to make that tackle, but Mays will keep it 1st and 10 at their own 49. As we're running down towards the end of the third. Maivella, a rare pass here in the second half. He's got a lot of time and going deep, and it was underthrown. As he was looking for Malachi Leichner. And now we have a flag back in the backfield.
Holding, 75, offense, 10 yards previous spot, first down.
And Mays will tally a holding penalty. See if we can see it here.
6th penalty of the night, 70 yards, unfortunately. Didn't see it there, but selling the ball, throwing well short. Think about Leitner, he's got some speed, obviously can get down the sidelines. For Maivella, you got to get that ball aired out up in the air or get it to him sooner.
Yeah, a little bit sooner, I think, is probably what you're looking for there. And they're going to go to the screen to George. He's got 2 blockers, cuts to the sideline, look out. 40, inside the 30, it's a foot race. And from behind, Pierce George is going to be tackled. I think Davian Carter got back there, never gave up, and got George down at the 5. But there's the playmakers making the play.
Exceptional execution of the play here on the bubble screen. Again, get the ball in your playmakers' hands. Let them make plays. Nice work. And a flag.
You got a flag, you got a Maverick down, and you got Maize-South upset as they were ready to run a play.
Out for an injury. We have unsportsmanlike conduct, Maize sideline, 15 yards from the end of the run. It is first down.
Wow.
Another unsportsmanlike against Maize will back him out. Well, now the question is, the gain was going to make it a 1st and goal, but the penalty will put you back at the 20. Does it remain 1st and goal, or is it now 1st and 10? Because it would have been after the play, so I think it stays 1st and goal, doesn't it?
It remains 1st and goal, but for Coach Guzman, you've got to be highly irritated on these penalties.
And your injury was Hunter Higgins. It looked like maybe just a cramp. You see, going to be going and playing for Lance Leipold next year, 6'5". Is Hunter Higgins and checks in at 250 pounds.
Prototypical college player right there.
I guess they're probably shooting for maybe get him to 270 in the weight room. As we'll go to is that Smith or Jones in there. Ball popped out and it's picked up. It wasn't blown dead. Pierce George into the end zone for a Maize. Apparently it's going to be a Maize touchdown. And that gives you an idea of how well things have gone tonight for Maize as Jones coughs it up. And you stay perfect. You don't turn it over. And you still have it on the season as Pierce George, Johnny on the spot.
Let's take another look at it, see where it happened. Jones right up the middle. Ball pops out. George, opportunistic, just picks up the football. He knows where to go with it, takes it to the end zone. And I believe that's his 3rd touchdown of the day.
And Burrow will try to add the extra point. And he stays perfect. However, a flag came flying in right after the kick was good.
Holding for 78, kicking team, 10-yard penalty, replay the try.
So back things up here for Maize on a holding call. Now let's see, do you leave Burrow out there? Or nope, you're going to bring in, I wondered if they would. They'll bring in their longer kicker, Cooper Shaw. Coach
Shaw's got the leg for it.
Yeah, so I said that if anything not too far past an extra point, it would be Shaw. Extra points and short field goals would be Burrow. So this extra point comes from the middle of the field from 30 yards out. And boy, that's got plenty.
That might have been good from 55 out.
And that will officially make it 49-0 Maize. And what a nightmare tonight here for Maize-South.
Play. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 11 of the kicking team. Penalty be 15 yards on the kickoff.
And the penalties mounting on Maize here in the quarter. Coach Guzman wondering what happened as they get Drake Blasey. Or excuse me, not 11-31. I think that was Miles Dawson that they got for the unsportsmanlike.
That is the 3rd unsportsmanlike. We've had unnecessary roughness. I mean, those are all 15-yard penalties that continue to haunt Maize. But it wasn't that way early in the ball game. Early in the ball game,
yeah,
Maize only had 3 penalties up through the first half, and now it's just been piled on. They got 9 penalties, 110 yards.
Well, we were also talking about a battle of unbeatens in 5A tonight in Great Bend. It was all Panthers, 55-6 over Liberal tonight.
Wow.
Sterling stayed undefeated and won a 46-20 victory at Conway Springs tonight. This kick fielded about the 21 by Cantu in the middle of the field and tackled out around the 47. So good starting field position for this Maize-South possession.
Well, that's the thing about it is this may be the best field position Maize-South has had all bowl game. They had a big kick return that would have given them even better, but that was negated by a penalty, which had to bring it back. So let's see if Maize-South can generate some offense right here. You got to think at some point the second and third stringers are going to get run into the ball game here with just 56 seconds left to go in the third.
Yeah, you think that's going to happen. I think we've gone running clock now, as it's already started before the snap. So hand it off. I'm not so sure we don't have a new running back in there. Let me double check the number. And we do. Landon Cartbow, a sophomore. It's his first carry.
5'10", 180, sophomore.
Even forward progress of about a yard. And Maize-South, they don't have to snap it, and don't think they intend to as they head to the sideline. And they will talk over a second and long as we have reached the end of the third quarter. It's all Maize, 49-0. We'll return for the fourth quarter action after this break on Your View.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Hi folks, welcome back. If you or someone you know has been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you now suffer from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Rob, who should be calling in right now?
Just like you said, Paula, if you or someone you know have been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you are now suffering from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Take action and call now.
Start of our fourth quarter. There's the Maize marching band as Maize up 49-0 and back to the ground game for Maize-South, and a good gain down to about the 45, second straight carry for Landon Cartbow. And now third down and a deuce. Talked about some of those other big matchups into the third. Northwest had a 27-13 lead on Manhattan. And Capon 28-7. I didn't see the time of that game. I think that was about end of the third there. They were leading Bishop Carroll. Let's see if Cartbow, forward progress, that'll be a first down for Maize-South to about the 42. And they may just give him the 43.
Remember the sophomore. Just kept his legs churning, kept driving through the tackle and made a nice effort to get across the line to gain.
I'm trying to see if we had any new jerseys out there as far as second teamers. Look like a lot of the first string still on the field for Maize-South.
Michael Tita's out there, the sophomore linebacker.
And back to Cartbow. Nice cutback, and I think the turf might have tripped him up there. He falls inside the 40 to the 39.
Pick up about 3 on the play, so another player slow to get up. I think that was 45, Connor Gerson.
Well, there's been a couple of statement wins this year, certainly out there for Maize. This will be one of them. Of course, the Derby game was one of them as well. Cartbow cuts it back, and it's Lowers his shoulder, going to be close to another first down, I think. Where the far side official comes in. He's got it inside the 35 to just about the 32-yard line. So you know Maize-South, they would love to keep that goose egg up there in this game.
Yeah, I think if you're the Maize defense, you're going to try to be Eagle strong here and shut them down.
And now a run blitz. Oh, Carbo evaded the blitzer and then gets a nice gain down to the 25. I'm not sure how he got out of the path, but he did.
Let's take another look at it. I think he just put it. Yeah, I think that was Gerson. Just put his head down right before he made the tackle, and Carbo just a little step aside, and boom, he's gone.
Yeah, Gertson's replaying that one in his head right now. How he didn't have a tackle for a loss because he timed it perfectly.
He did.
Shooting the gap right up the gut. And here he comes again. And this time it was a read. Case, it was a good read. But they got him down, it looks like, at the line of scrimmage that time, number 55, Isaac Lerma.
Again, that swarming defense. A lot of black shirts to run into, and they have been, the tackling execution has been much better than my speaking execution tonight. But they've been doing a phenomenal job of getting to the football and then wrapping up at the point of attack.
So Hunter Jennings was there, maybe got an assist. And now 3rd down and 4. Case fumbled it, and he's going to have to eat it back near the original line of scrimmage.
And for a drive that had such momentum and such positivity, has been just stifled the last 2 plays.
As Rendon Hayda, number 44 there, is slinging him down to the turf. 4th and 9 coming up for Maize-South. They're trying to erase that 0 up on the scoreboard.
Haven't called Render Hayda's name much, but he's also got 3 fumble recoveries on the season. 29 total tackles.
And Maize, they were bringing pressure. Flags everywhere.
I think everybody but the center, possibly.
Offense number 74, 5-yard penalty. No.
And your right tackle that time came out early, Gavin Smith. And you got a 4th down and 14.
First penalty the second half for Maize-South. Had 8 in the first half and just 1 in the second half. It's been a role reversal, really.
It really has, penalty-wise, for sure. And Case throws it down the middle of the field. Just the timing wasn't there. It falls incomplete. He was looking for Asher Popacek.
Yeah, I think he threw that to a spot more than a receiver.
And a Maize schedule coming up. I believe that's the Maize.
Yes, it is.
They have that's why it's homecoming tonight. They finish on the road. And Valley Center, they're a tricky team this year and a much improved Salina South team. But if what we're seeing from Maize, if Maize shows up and plays Maize football, I expect them to pick up a couple of road victories and be the 1 seed going into the playoffs. Now a handoff. Straight ahead goes Shannon Jones, and we've got your backup Colt Curry. We saw him take 1 snap with Maivella receiver in the first half. I think this is probably his game the rest of the way.
I would think so. 5:40 left to go.
Maivella, he's on the sideline holding his helmet. And now, great read by Curry. He's into the secondary and has a first down for Maize. Faked it on that read option to Shannon Jones, and that was the perfect decision. Well, he had all sorts of running room.
Yeah, all day in the wide open spaces. How about final stats, well, not final stats, we got more game to go, but 236 yards rushing on 26 carries for Maize right now. 11 receptions for 185 yards in there, 185.
And Curry, he should have just thrown it away. The snap was over his head. Outside of the pocket, he could have just thrown that away as long as it got back to the line of scrimmage, and instead makes the mental error of taking a sack back at the 45.
Yeah, see, once you lose control of it, surrender in the better part of valor, throw that thing out of bounds and live to fight another day.
And there was a receiver over in that area as well. He could have just thrown it well over his head. And second at about 22. And go to the bubble screen, a lot of traffic. Nice cut back to the middle of the field by Malachi Leichner.
Gonna pick up about half of what they lost. But a big third down and long play coming up here next. So let's see the bubble screen here. Nice quick release to get it out to the receiver. And then let him go to work. But you work back into a lot of traffic that way.
Was Carson Porter on the tackle. And it's third down. We'll call it about 16 and a half thereabouts. You have to get to the Maize-South 33 for the first down, and Maize will burn a timeout.
Maize, first charge of the half.
And with that Maize timeout, we'll take it with you and see what Maize comes up with on third and long after this break on Your View.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
There you see Braden Maivella, senior quarterback for Maize. His evening has concluded. Watching his backup Colt Curry. We're on 3rd and 16 for Maize. And he fakes this toss sweep. Takes it straight ahead. Broke a couple of tackles. And finally the whistle blows. It's going to be 4th down and about 10. Curry, you know, we caught up with Braden Maivella's dad and his older brother a little bit before the game started. Dad is from Tanzania, we found out.
Yes.
It was enjoyable visiting with him, kind of find out what Braden was like as a kid. And he says, oh, not too much different than he is now. Kind of soft-spoken. And
But used to competition, thrives on it, but he's been used to it for, since he's been, a little guy playing basketball, got into high competition basketball and, of course, football, and he's always played at a high level, according to his brother, and he relishes competition. He's great under pressure.
Number 16, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Well, at Maize, it's the play clock expires, so that'll make it a 4th and 15. Yeah, some don't realize, if you haven't seen him, get out and watch Braden play basketball this winter. He is a fantastic basketball player as well. You see him there on the sideline. Very curious, he's getting recruited as a wide receiver at some of the, what we would call kind of mid-majors, maybe like a Tulsa, a San Diego. Is it San Diego State or
Linwood,
San Diego?
South Dakota?
South Dakota.
Yeah.
And now after further consideration, Maize will punt it. And they got one man short they'll run on there, Cooper Shaw. And they're going to take another delay game. And it is a running clock, so Maize is more than happy to let that clock run.
Offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
The clock continues the run, and they'll back up 5 more.
That puts the grand total to 11 penalties, 120 yards for the Maize Eagles.
Well, as a coach, you always want something that you can drill into your team during practice next week, and it certainly will be those second half penalties for Maize.
I think the unsportsmanlike conduct is going to be the one that's really going to make Coach Guzman have some strong words.
There's a high end-over-end kick. And there's a wedge shot taking a Maize-South hop out near the 30. And Maize-South, they play their cards right. They won't have to snap this. As the play clock sets at 25, Coach Guzman is ready to hand over his headset. And I think back on those unsportsmanlike, those late hit type penalties. You know, you can get by with them in a game like this, but you think about down the stretch when you get into the playoffs. That's the ones that can come back and haunt you at the worst possible time. And yes, Maize-South, they're short a player. They do not have to snap it. And I don't think they're going to get it away. They will. I'll hand it off one final time in the first carry of the game for Cooper Riley. Will take us to the end of the ball game here tonight in Maize. What a happy homecoming it is for Coach Guzman and the Maize Eagles. 49-0. They stay undefeated and will stay atop Class 6A. Stay tuned. We got our post game and more coming up. You're watching the Game Time High School Game of the Week on Your View.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now. Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National. Retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Hi folks, welcome back. If you or someone you know has been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you now suffer from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Rob, who should be calling in right now?
Just like you said, Paula, if you or someone you know have been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you are now suffering from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Take action and call now.
Game Time on Your View is brought to you by Keeley Roofing and Construction. Let us show you why our customers voted us the best of Wichita for roofing, siding, decks, and guttering. Keeley Roofing and Construction, where quality meets integrity.
49-0 Maize, and there you see Coach Guzman addressing his team as they defeat arch rival, cross rival here in Maize-South, 49-0 tonight on homecoming for the Eagles, and that will take us into a couple of looks at our play of the game.
Well, it's Braden Maivella, just so dynamic of a player, doing it with his feet right here, finds a way to break into open territory. The big stiff arm right there gets him into the end zone. We'll take another look at it from the end zone shot. Zigging, zagging, doing whatever it takes. Just such effortless athleticism. And one of his 3 scores tonight, being able to get into the end zone multiple times. That's your Cox Mobile smart play of the game.
That was your smart call of the game, courtesy of Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. You can learn more at cox.com/mobile. Fans gathering around the team and Coach Guzman. We'll be back for one more segment here on the Game Time Game of the Week post-game on Your View.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information, uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
49-0. Here, see Coach Guzman getting a little more TV time there with Cake Channel 10 tonight, and we're going to bring you back inside with us one final time tonight. Scott Hogan and Scott Gurney. Scott, we thought we would see Maize as a complete team tonight, and after watching them dismantle Maize-South tonight, they have got everything they need to be a state championship contender. That fluid offense, smothering defense, good play on special teams. they're definitely a threat in 6A.
They definitely are. Offensively, 439 total yards tonight. Game balls to Braden Maivella, Pierce George, helmet stickers for everybody on that offensive line. Phenomenal job tonight. Stifling defense. Give everybody on that defensive side of the football a steak tonight because they really brought it out. Brought the pain. Just excellent balanced execution on both sides of the football, and just a total win.
Maize-South, boy, they got to regroup. They got a tough schedule. Question at quarterback now with the injury. Where do they go from here?
Well, first of all, you got to get your quarterback situation taken care of. Hopefully, there's no permanent injury to Ilion, and things can work its way out. But you got to kind of regroup and find your identity out there and see exactly where you're at.
Yeah. Rough night for the Mavericks in this rivalry game. Maize took it last year, a little by surprise, but not a surprise tonight as it was all Maize here on homecoming. Well, you have been watching the Game Time High School Game of the Week on Your View. Maize takes the victory over Maize-South, 49-0. Tonight's game wraps up another season of high school football for us here on Game Time. Stay tuned for more great local content right here on Your View. And on behalf of our entire crew all season long, alongside Scott Gurney, I'm Scott Hogan. So long for Maize, and God bless.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't, and now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too, and when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Miss anything from the show or just want to see it again? See all the videos we have online at sportsstarsoftomorrow.com.
For this week's Sports Star Spotlight, we're going to meet an elite wide receiver in the Dallas area. His name is Ethan Feaster, but high school football fans know him as Booby. Anyone who's a fan of the movie Friday Night Lights will probably guess how that nickname came about.
We were watching Friday Night Lights, and when he was born, I gave him the name. My wife hated it, but it really started to stick. He was 4 years old, and he was playing on flag team.
The night before my championship game, I was watching Friday Night Lights, and my dad was already calling me Booby. I had seen a quote, "If you want to win, put Booby in." we was on offense. It was for us to win the game. I told my godfather, Kelvin Sims, I was like, if you want to win